So, today, what we're going to be doing is essentially we're going to be, looking into linking, right? And what that means is I want to create a library out of the code that we've been making for the past couple of days. And so what I want to do is essentially create a DLL and a .lib file at the same time. So, this is going to be a sort of a quick and easy stream. So, because I kind of know what I'm doing. I know I said that last time and it didn't end up very good. But no, it is quite easy because, and a good little segue into the desktop, right? I figured out what the problem was from last stream. The problem was essentially that we were, it was our error checking essentially. So here, we were handling it correctly because if close handle fails, it returns false. Here, we were not. So if we ran the program in this state right now, it would just kind of fail and nothing would happen, right? Because it would return true and then execute this branch. So to make it work, I was kind of ranting to myself after the stream yesterday that I could go something like an hour and it's one fucking character. One character. Yep. It's one character. So, my chair is actively sinking on me. And it actually was that time. I feel like I should just so I don't know if this comes across on stream, but I have two chairs to the right of me. I think it's just off camera. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just off camera. I'm pretty sure I just want to go back to that. I don't know. I'd have to move shit around, but yeah. Anyway, that's completely irrelevant. So what? So this just works, right? This just works as far as I know now, right? To prove that it works, because I understand, skepticism might be prevalent. Actually, what do we have here? Function, read declaration of function with no linkage. I'm sorry, what? Alright, can I... Well, no, actually... Oh, okay, yeah. No, yeah, that's right. Because I was I was practicing, or not practicing, I was trying to figure out what went wrong. So we can kind of delete that. And then that'll work. Well. Then we have more errors, so suspend threads and commands. Suspend thread. Is that not in core? Oh. Nope. Because what we can do is then suspend state. There you go. System exit. And let's do system exit and suspend state for now. And that'll compile with just some ISO warnings, which are irrelevant anyway. Let's bring up the laptop. I know how much all you hate the laptop, but it's the best I can do. Oh, and I have to start SSH. That's right. Okay. No, that's the chatbot. well, actually, yeah. Okay, so I can go to a terminal, and we're going to run as administrator. Yes. Start service SSH. I think that's okay. I don't think that'll like leak anything or nothing. Okay, everything's copying over. How we doing today, chat? We all right? Right, and then so if I go to full screen and we show the laptop, we're gonna start bin system. I think we're just gonna sleep for right now. And this should make my laptop sleep. If I could spell correctly. I misspelled sleep. And there you go. So it works. Awesome. Just to prove that this does actually work, and I do vaguely know what I'm talking about. There you go. So then we'll go back to the desktop. And that is threaded, right? Because of this, which is where we get the most out of that function. Now, what we could do, hypothetically, is just bring back this and just make everything multi-threaded when we call the function. That's an idea. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I kind of want to do that. Yeah. I think I'll do that. So, what I'm gonna do is copy this out, or comment this out, and we're gonna say, we're gonna copy this. Right, so right now everything is not multi-threaded. And then if we go to commands, we can then suspend. Oh, you know what? Let me turn my laptop back on. Suspend threaded. Exit threaded. And suspend threaded. And we're going to compile that. And everything should work. And then we'll bring the laptop up. Okay. And we'll copy everything over. And I don't need to go to full screen for this, so we can just do system sleep, and it sleeps. So it is indeed multi-threaded. We could do like semaphores or something. I'm really getting annoyed with this chair. I apologize. It is annoying as fuck, and like sometimes. And I know this is completely irrelevant to the stream, but sometimes it will just slide all the way down, like slowly. And I'm kind of waiting for this to happen on stream because it is hysterical when it happens. Like, it's not hysterical to me because it's been happening for a couple of weeks now. But it's absolutely hysterical when it happens. Right, okay, yeah. I knocked my microphone cord. I just wanted to make sure we were still getting audio. Yeah, we are. Okay. So that's so everything is multi-threaded. It works great, cool. Now what I want to do is kind of get to what the goal of today's stream. The goal of I can do this in a minute. So what I want to do is I think I want to create a folder output. And I guess distribution. Like, I guess I could call it dist. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. And what I'm going to do in the build command is I'm going to add a dist.c file. And let's go into Zen mode. Okay, and I think I'm going to kind of do build. I'm going to copy a lot from build. And kind of just tweak some things. So, I'm not necessarily sure we need to necessarily compile. Yeah. I'm not too sure we need to necessarily compile. Right? So if we Google some shit, if we do a little Googling, I did a little Googling earlier, but compiling a .lib in C. Right, so first you want to get... Well, no, actually, I think I just want to do a DLL, right? So compiling a DLL in C. Okay. Alright, so it's very similar. Right, so yeah, okay, so I think we could just, like, compile everything and then just make it, like, shared. I think that's probably the best way of going about this, is, like, keep the compile, but then just add the shared flag. I think that's probably the best way of going about it, right? So where are we actually compiling things? Where are we actually compiling things? Probably in construct commands, which takes this, and then... Okay, so I guess add entry. Yeah. So you add compiler flags, and then you add the entry. Yeah, okay, so I think I'm gonna kind of delete this and then just make this compiler flags. And then we're gonna do, I guess, command append command. And we're just gonna say tac o. Right? Yeah, because then we get everything, and then we add the O for the output, and this is the output. Yeah. Okay, I think that's fine. But instead of an exe, we want to copy a DLL. And we want to add lib in front of it. I think that's fine, yeah. And then what I also want to do is... I guess command append command and shared, right? Because that's what the Stack Overflow is. Yeah. All right. And then I need to add distribute to oh, and then I need to say that the target folder is not bin, but it is distribute. Oh, that's just compiling, right? Okay, so now what we need to do is add distribute to the build command. Right? Or did that just distribute anyway? Because we just run... Let's see. Let's look at the logs. Okay. Whoops. So the logs of this are... no. Oh, because we're running compile. Error. That ought to do it. Okay, so bin build then. Okay, so we are compiling distribute. Great, cool. So then we'll do bin dist release, just for shits and giggles, I guess. Oh. Yeah, because I don't need to recompile everything. Yeah, that might be a problem. So... Here, what I'm gonna do is kill all of the previous artifacts that we made. With not build, because build I would need to recompile manually. But if we go into dist, we do have everything in there. But we have like dist compile, dist run. Yeah, we don't want that. We want. I guess maybe I should have copied compile instead of build. Maybe that would have worked. You know what I mean? Yeah, so here, let's copy compile. Right? And then I think, okay, so build command. Add standard, command append, add linker flags. I don't give a fuck about linker, right? Okay, so then instead of DLL, and then we're gonna do shared. We literally just did this. Yeah, and then the target folder instead of bin will be distribute. Oops, that is correct. All right, so we want to recompile. And then clear the screen so we don't have to see that error. And great, cool. So we don't have any. Okay. And it looks like it worked, more or less. Yeah, okay. And then I want to just add lib in front of this. Oh, because I forgot to recompile distribute. Okay. Also, I should probably shut my volume off. Yeah. Okay, so we recompiled distribute, and then we want to distribute, right? And then these are all ISO warnings, which are fine. We've dealt with them. We know the program works. Yeah. Okay. That's great. That's awesome. So that's the behavior I want. Yeah. Now to create a lib file. This might be a little tricky. So we can compile a DLL. Right, we can compile a DLL, but we need to run a program that not only compiles a DLL, but also, so to create a .lib file, we need to not only get object folder files, temporary object files, but we also need to get, we need to archive those files, because that's what a .lib is. It is a statically linked collection, zip file, if you will, of object files. So that's what we need to do. What we need to do is not only do this, but then also create the .lib file. We need to archive everything. So just to make a blanket statement, this works, right? This works. Right? So now I think I just need to, so that's the build command, right? Okay, I'm kind of thinking maybe I should just make like a quick and dirty version of this. And then that'll just be what it is. I can make a quick and this is a I can make a quick and dirty version where it builds the command, right? Yeah, okay. So then not only release, but we're going to do Boolean static. Which that is the difference between a DLL and, oh yeah, that's a keyword in C. Dynamic, I guess, then. The difference between a DLL and a .lib folder, and the Linux Unix version of that would be a .a for a lib folder and a .o, right? Or right? Which one's which? Because okay, so .so is a .dll, and a .a file is a .lib file. So those are the difference between Linux and Windows on this one. Of course, I'm on a Windows PC, so we're going to be doing DLLs and .libs. I'm thinking of just abandoning the portability of this. I think I might just make this for Windows, and then I don't know. Chat, how are we feeling about making a Unix version? Not on this stream, but maybe like on a previous stream. And if you're on YouTube, leave it in the comments. Speaking of, make sure you subscribe to the VOD channel. If you're on Twitch, that's in the channel links. We just did a video today. I have one scheduled for tomorrow. And yeah, I thought I'd mention that earlier than I actually do at the end, because I always mention it at the end, but thought I'd mention it earlier. Why not? Yeah, okay. Because, right, so if I do make a Linux version of this, I would have to kind of do a whole new system, because Linux doesn't work on, Linux doesn't use, DLLs to have the same functionality. Linux doesn't use, shared objects to have the same functionality. Linux uses debussing. And also, I'm on a Windows machine and don't really have access to a Linux machine. So, to do that, I would have to just do it blindly. I would have to code it blindly and just kind of hope it works. That's why, if you look at any of my, GitHub projects, a lot of it is more or less just Windows, and I just compile error if it's on any other operating system, because I have no way of, actually ensuring the correctness or ensuring the functionality of the application, so I just error out. Hey, if you want to, if you want to help me out, and if you have a Linux machine, fucking leave it in the comments or in the chat, and fucking we'll pool our resources and develop together. If you want to contribute to the library, make a pull request, or I don't know, reach out to me in some way, shape, or form. This is going to be on GitHub within the week, probably. Okay, so right, if dynamic, if dynamic, which is I know I just got done rambling for a while, so that's the Boolean we just passed in, just to get back on track. I think I can just inline this. I'm pretty sure I can just inline this. Else I'm thinking command append F. So this is just a build, right? I'm thinking maybe just like we can build it and then have the archive file, right? Oh, there's a text message. We could just build it and like have an archive file just be after we pass in like some sort of flag. I think that's gonna be the quick and dirty version of it. And then we can improve it from there. So to compile, let's go back to Google Chrome. How do I compile? Right, okay, so I compile all the object folders. Yeah, okay, so I need to add a .c, yeah, okay, so I need to add a -c instead of -shared, which will be this. Essentially, right? Or no, which will be this, and then which is the command folder, and then the file itself, and then tech O would be the same thing of this, and then .o. And I believe that'll be the output folder, right? I think I can just hard code output for right now, but we'll change that around in the future. We'll make that more programmatic. At least I hope so. So what I need is the command folder. There we go. And then, so the command folder, the target name, and then the target name again. I think that's correct. Yeah, command folder, target name, and then the target name again. And then an extra space. Yeah, okay, I think that's correct. Okay, I'm fine with that. Right, so we build the command, and then of course we're gonna have to pass in another Boolean, dynamic, and I think that's it, right? And of course, right, so then we would have to create a new flag. We'll say bool dynamic, and is equal to a flag boolean, and we'll say dynamic, and we'll say this is initially false, and create a dynamically, is that the correct spelling? Anyone know in chat? Linked library instead of a static library. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And then this will be dynamic, right? And then we'll say if, oh shit, yeah, okay. So no, I have to create like a whole nother function, fuck. All right, I can kind of copy this. Yeah. All right, so command init, and we're not going to build the command necessarily. We are going to then do command append f, the command, and we'll say we need, so we're gonna essentially compile everything, right? Or no, wait, so what's the archive? Archive RUV? Is that right? Hold on, I think I actually have a library. I think I actually have a library in, like, one of my, workspaces. There we go. Okay, so we want to do the current workspace. This is just, like, projects that I have going. I think it's this one. What do we use? What is, like, archive? ARCRF. There you go. Those are the... Because I don't remember RUV being the correct one. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to say ARCRF. Oh, this is the address of... And we'll add a semicolon just for shits. ARCRF, and then it needs... What does it need? So it does not need the compiler. And this is not going to build the files. This is going to archive files. Let's see. So we got a program. What else is it? I think it... Well, yeah, okay. So it needs a target folder. And I think that's it. I don't think it needs release flags or dynamic flag. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. And then, so we're going to say %f, or %s, sorry. %s dot lib. Right, we're going to say lib. And... that'll do %s. So this is we have the target folder, so that'll be distribution, the name of the file that we want to compile, and then we have the the command folder and the file name again. And I think that's going to be .o. Well, this is actually going to be outputs, right? So I can just kind of do output. Just for now, we'll make sure that's more programmatic later. So we got a path, we got a file name, we got a parent. Do I need the parent file? Target folder. Yes, I do. Okay. So that will be... Or no, wait, hold on a second. Yeah. Because we have all the outputs, we would be creating a separate lib. If that makes any sort of sense. You know, so hold on, so we want to do command. So this is a single command that we want to run, not a different command for each file. And we want to do essentially this first, and then append all the files. Right? Well, yeah. But I don't know. Well, I guess okay. So then we'll just say lib system for right now. Yeah. Because I can. Target folder. And that'll work. Yeah. And then I don't need this. Right? Yeah. Yeah, and then I don't need this. And then we'll say output.so, which is the file name. And that needs a string, so we call pathdir, and we say file name. And I don't think I need the parent anymore either, which is good. And then, yeah, so, and then we'll say program append command. Because it's one command. To archive everything. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm okay with that, yeah. And then after we build files, we say if, is it not dynamic? Right, because then that's archiving it, right? Yeah, and then I want to do that just to preserve the order of operations. Then we archive files, which will be the files that we have here. And what else do I need? It's the files, the program, and the target folder. Target folder. And I think that just works. All right, so let's recompile everything. All right, and then, whoops. And then what I want to do is kill the distribution in here, just so that we have fresh archives for everything. And run distribution. So this is not dynamic. Okay, so turn function ISO, right? Okay, so that's fine. That's great. Cool. Whatever. And we have .lib folder. Awesome. And then if I do the same thing and then say dynamic, there you go. Okay. That's fine. Okay. I like that. And then output has all the .o files, right? Okay. That works. Great. Cool. And then we can, we can make sure. Actually, you know what? Yeah. Let's actually make sure that it works. I guess we could do just main C just to get shit over and done with. Define define commands implementation includes commands classic int main written 1,000 times, right? And then we want to do I don't know, how can I sort of make a test for this? Main, right? No. How can I make a test for this? Yeah, all right. So I guess system sleep. There you go. Well, I guess, right, so I don't need the implementation because I want to load the translation unit at compile time. Well, not compile time, at the linking stage. So that's, yeah, right? So if I compile this, if I just say gcc main.exe main.c, right? We have undefined references. That's correct. But if I say L, or capital L would be /dist distribution, so that's where it's going to look for the libraries, and then we'll say L system, right? If I can type, that'd be amazing. And still get linker issues. Why? Oh, because I still need to link with pthread. Okay. All right, there we go. And then, of course, I have to go back to the laptop. I know how much you guys absolutely love me going to my laptop and interrupting the flow state of programming. But it compiles. I mean, that should kind of be enough to, like, understand that this is going to work. But might as well be thorough, Be thorough. Okay, just copied over, and then we're gonna do start main. And I think I could just hold this up. Whoop. I'm tangled in my wires. And then just start main. There you go. It works. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. What we've written actually works, which I know is wild on this channel. And I see we got a new follower. I'm looking at my activity feed. Let's see. Doesn't show who followed, but it looks like on my activity feed. There we go. Okay. But this works, right? So I know that, you know, working, compiling programs on this channel are a little rare. Yeah, but whoever our new follower is, fucking thanks for the follow. Yeah, anyway, I guess maybe I could do the DLL now. So what I'm thinking of is loading it at runtime, which we could just kind of copy. We could just kind of copy shit from core. Yeah, we could just kind of copy this here. Or no. Yeah. This. Whoops. And we're gonna do this. So our result, I'm gonna comment this out. Hey, it was me. Hey, Eldian415, how you doing, man? You were our most recent follower. Well then, great, cool. Thanks for the follow, bro. It's good to see someone checking Stack Overflow instead of AI bullshit. Yeah, no, exactly. Like, I've been even, like, guilty of using Google AI's bullshit in the past, just for, like, a quick example or whatever. But I'm trying to, like, move away from that, you know? I'm trying to move, and, like, I've noticed that, especially in the tech sphere, there's a lot of pushback against AI, and a lot of people are, including myself, thinking the AI bubble is gonna burst. So I've been trying to, like, not use Google's, like, bullshit AI or whatever. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a tool. There are situations where it's useful. Yeah, like, if you just want, like, a quick and, like, dirty, just give me what works, then it's, I guess, fine, because it shows its sources. That's kind of really what I like about Google's AI. Yes, I don't like AI, but Google's AI specifically shows its sources. So it walks a line morally, you know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, I fixing my fucking chair. Next stream, I think I'm just gonna get a new fucking chair. Like, I think I'm just gonna use one of the chairs over there or something. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, so, like, I've been trying to move away from Google's AI. I haven't really found, you know, I haven't really been checking, but I haven't really found a way to turn it off. You know, but yeah. Lol, my man, they're working on 2 setups. I wish I had 2 setups. That's good. Anyway, right, so let's get back to what we were doing. So the result, I think I'm just gonna, like, hard code this just because we're just making a quick and dirty example. Oh, I mean, a laptop is a setup, technically. Yeah, technically it is. I don't know, I wouldn't really consider it a setup, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Right, okay, so we just want to hard code it, and what do we want to use? We want to use, I guess, sleep. That's the one we've been using. So we're going to say lib sleep.dll. So that's going to load our library, and we'll check a result. We'll actually do correct error handling. So if fprintf. Oh yeah, I gotta include standard IO. Standard IO, sprintf, or fprintf for standard error. Cannot load library with a new line. Okay, I think that's good enough. And then we'll exit with 1. I think I need to, yeah, I need to include standard lib. Okay. There you go. Okay. Right, okay, so we load the library, and then we'll say, then we get the function name. So the function name is, I think, what is it? Commands, it's system sleep, right? So this is the type of system sleep is a function that returns void. So it's a function pointer. Right, doesn't this declare a variable, technically? Am I right in saying that? Yeah, so I'll make a type, just for, why not, right? Type def, test load, right? Yeah, because we'll say void test load type, which also takes in absolutely goddamn nothing, so that's fine. Test load t, as we'll say function, and the function is function load, right? Library. Oh yeah, and then I have to include my own library. So define. Is it like library load or something like that? It's in core, so I can kind of just copy and paste that. Well, no, actually, yeah, it is already included. So I don't think we need to, right? Because that, no, yeah. Okay, I guess I kind of do need to include this, which is fine. And another follower. Anon Plays, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. I don't know why hi Anon Plays, how you doing? I don't know why like shows Anon Plays and then not Eldian 415, but I don't know. I get Twitch is just shit, I guess. We're also 75% of the way completing our following goal. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, I guess we can kind of just do copy this. We need to do copy this because exactly. I don't know, English. Fuck English. There you go, okay. And, yep, so it recognizes. So library function. Oh, and then we also need to library delete. Well, no, because it's null. So, yeah, we don't need to deallocate the library here. Okay, so it takes in the library, and then, whoops, caps lock is on. Results. Lol, I hide my presence. JK, yeah. Nah, maybe Twitch is just shit. Maybe Twitch is just a bit shit. Heavy sarcasm implied there. So the name of the function is system sleep. And then we need to null test this, correct? Right? Do we null test it here? Where are we loading the library? Yeah, okay, so we null test it. So I can do if null is equal to function, then we kind of copy in this. We can kind of copy this. A bit, yeah. Unspeakable 30 seconds. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, like at least YouTube, a lot of the ads you can skip. Twitch, as far as I know, and I'm welcome to be corrected on this, has like unskippable ads for some reason. Like at least YouTube, you can fucking skip them. Some of them, you know what I mean? I don't pay for YouTube Premium. I watch ads. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I'm not giving YouTube any more money. But yeah, which aren't caught by the ad, but yeah. Twitch embeds the adverts in the video stream? No way. Shit, really? I didn't know that. Do they actually embed the adverts in the video stream? Cause right, okay, so on YouTube, right, my way of uploading the VODs of these to YouTube is because I have in OBS split audio channels here, right? Split audio channels, and I'm recording to MKV, which has a, you know, you can't like directly upload to YouTube a multi-track audio. So I download the Twitch VOD from the Twitch dashboard. Like if I start getting ads, right? If the viewers are kind enough as to get me Twitch partner, would that fuck up? Like just hypothetically, would I not be able to do that anymore? I would have to like cut out the ads. Firefox and ad blocker Ultimate is working fine so far. Oh. Okay. I didn't know really like ad blocker had. No, yeah, never mind. No, that's a stupid thought. Okay, so I had a thought that like, oh, I didn't know YouTube could be slowed down by ad blockers, and then realized, oh yeah, computer ad blocker viruses exist. You know, not saying that ad blocker is a virus necessarily, but like, you know, when you know you've downloaded an ad blocker and it is a virus, typically the first symptom is your computer is slow. So yeah, no shit, an ad blocker would make things slow. I don't know. It's just my thought process. It's stupid, but that's just my thought process. Anyway, anywho, I get so distracted on these streams. I do like talking to you guys. I noticed I get really fucking distracted a lot. I think it might be more of a YouTube trying to. Oh yeah, okay, that makes more sense. That the YouTube's trying to make ad blocker unusable. Like they're trying to like deliberately slow down your system. Yeah, that sucks. That's fucking stupid. Google wants to run tons of code in your browser. Yeah, no, exactly. Like, right, I don't really use an ad blocker, but like I've noticed, especially like with friends that do use ad blocker, is their Chrome is slowed down so much. Like Google wants, like it's even with these like companies that force you to use AI and shit, like bringing this conversation full circle. It's even with companies that like you force you to use AI. Like if you don't use AI, your system just kind of conks out. You know what I mean? Like it's people forcing, it's corporations forcing their will on you whether you like it or not, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know if that really kind of came across, but it's big corporations forcing their will, you know, and it's scary, really, is what it is. It's like, and as far as I know, there's not a lot of people giving frequent and meaningful pushback. You know, like, I live in America at the moment, and there's no, like, lobbies or lawmakers that are actively, at least in America, trying to curb corporations doing that. And that's kind of what really scares me, you know, is, like, corporations are nowadays given a free pass to do whatever the fuck they want. And, you know, as long as it's not a monopoly, as long as they don't have a monopoly over everything, fuck you, Epic Games, then I don't know why that's funny. It shouldn't be. But as long as they don't have a monopoly, they're free to do whatever the fuck they want. And it's wrong, in my opinion. It's wrong that corporations are given a free pass by most lawmakers, as far as I know, to do whatever the fuck they want. Draw, it's a fight between them. You all know nothing and be happy. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Eldian. You'll own nothing and be happy about it. Like the whole offline game sort of thing, like where like corporations, and Epic Games does this, Ubisoft does this, who else? But like the Don't Kill Games movement. I'm a big proponent of the Don't Kill Games movement, where if you don't know what that is, but I don't know, my chat's pretty smart, so I'm assuming you know what it is. But for people who don't, it's even if you play a single player game that does not in any way function around internet connectivity, the company that makes the games will just make the game unusable because the servers are shut down. And that is stupid. That is wrong. You know, like if there is a game, Ubisoft is really the main perpetrator of this. If there is a game that does not need to be connected to the internet, i.e. like a single player experience, the game should run fine whether the servers are up regardless. You know? Yeah, okay, multiplayer, I understand, needs to be connected to the internet. You know, I've worked on game development. I know how sort of multiplayer works to a very basic degree. But like, people should not need to be connected to the internet for a single player game. And that is sort of the thing, is you will own nothing and be happy with it. That's exactly what I'm getting at, Eldian. Is like, fucking big corporations I fucking hate, you know? Oh my god, you've stumbled on a topic that boils my blood, clearly, to no end. So, I have a very strong opinion on this. My chat's pretty smart. You severely underestimate my stupidity. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I mean, I didn't say it. I didn't type that in chat. Fair enough. No, but on the whole, you guys are pretty smart. On the whole, my chat is pretty smart. But anyway, yeah, let's get back to just testing this operation, or testing this, Lamau, my favorite example in Diablo 2 Resurrected, right? Yeah. No, I'm fully aware of this. No ladder and all. You have to log in on the servers. Yep. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's fucking stupid. It really is. But let's move on. Let's try and actually do this. Yeah. Okay. So cannot load function here. And I think I need to free here. I need to free the library. Yeah. So then library delete result. Whoops. And then even on the success path, we need to delete the library. Awesome. Cool. So let's compile it. Okay. Everything works. Cool. And then we can kind of just get rid of this. Well, so we still need to link with p-threading. But everything's like loaded at runtime. Yeah, okay, so no warnings, that's great. Back to the laptop. Back to the laptop. I wish I had a better way of testing this for you guys, but I don't, which is very unfortunate. You know? I mean, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna cry poverty. I'm just saying that, like, you know, instead of, like, going to my laptop, I had, like a VPS or whatever. I should probably invest in a VPS or a virtual machine. Yeah, I was just about to say that. I don't know, virtual machine seems like a little too much effort for something as simple as this. You know, but like if I had a virtual machine just up and running anyway, regardless, then I probably would use a virtual machine. But I don't. So that's kind of the problem. So anyway, yeah, so then this should make my computer sleep, and it does not. Okay. Well, interesting. Interesting. So our statically linked problem works. Our dynamically linked doesn't. Right? Because we call it, oh, that might be why. Because I just don't know what I call things. System sleep. Yeah. And unfortunately, the only way that that's caught is by running it. We didn't have an output, which is concerning. I don't know. I'm copying everything over. Okay. All right, and then this should work. It does not. Ooh, okay. That is very interesting. Oh! Oh, you smart system chatters, you smart chatters, you, yeah, no, yeah. There is an underscore, you smart chatters. You've caught the errors. See, Aldian, you're not as stupid as you would have me believe. That's, no. That's dumb. Right, because if you think about that joke, I'm essentially calling my chat stupid, but no, that's, sometimes. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, also, I just forgot to call the function. I just am not calling the function. So that code just never executes. Now it should work. Okay, so let's copy everything over. We enjoying the stream so far? Everything going good? Just while I'm waiting for everything to copy. Alright, and then this should make my system sleep. It does not. Okay. Ooh, oh boy. libsystemsleep.dll. Yeah. We're loading the library. Right? Yep, okay. Awesome. Got a thumbs up from Anon. Awesome. Am I pronouncing your names correctly, by the way? Those in chat? Grab a hammer, assert dominance over it. I should. A good old hammer and sickle will fucking sort this shit out. Okay. Huh. Alright. Maybe some debugging would work? Because, right, so the problem is I'm not getting output. Right? It's not that this is just not working. It's not working and I'm not getting output. You know? Like, if it fails to load the library, it should tell me. If it fails to load the function, it should tell me. Like, that's kind of what I'm getting at, is like, yeah, okay, it fails to run, but it also fails to run and doesn't say anything. Stream is fun so far, however, I have to drop now. Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough. Thanks for sticking around, man. Thanks for sticking around, Eldian, for as long as you have. Yeah. I don't know, maybe I could just, like, statically link the DLL, instead of loading it at runtime. Yeah, I think that might be the better option. Because I think that might work. Because, right, I just wanted to... I know the library works. Good luck for the debugging. Thank you. Have fun. Glad I found the stream. I might as well be back to catch another one. Awesome. Great. Cool. You know, we love repeat viewers. We love repeat chatters. So, yeah. Good luck whatever you're doing, Eldian. Hope goes well. I mean, you know, you've told me what time it is where you are, so I'm assuming you're sleeping, but... Yeah. Okay, yeah, so I think I might just, like, go back to, like, system sleep. I think that just might be the better test, and we could just, like, run it as the DLL would be. So then we have, yeah. So we'll just call system sleep. And we'll go back to here. There you go. And I don't necessarily need IO or sleep. And we'll go back to this dist l system.dll, right? Where's Chrome? Okay. Link a DLL in C, I guess. Link a DLL in Visual Studio. No. How to build and use DLL on Windows. Sure, I guess. Is it gonna give me a... Yeah. Or, yeah, no, I think... Okay, so I think I can just... that's the wrong Visual Studio. Yeah, I think I just need to pass in the DLL. Yeah, okay, so dist lib system sleep.dll. Oh, and then I also need to link with pthreads. Okay, oh, I can't spell. Okay, alright. And then we'll go back to the laptop. Oh, alright. And we'll copy everything over. This should work. This should work. Maybe after stream I'll see why the runtime loading wasn't working, but I don't know. As far as it works here, it does. It works. Great, cool. I don't necessarily care about the runtime loading not working. There we go. Oh, my chair. My chair. It's a pretty old chair. It's like cracking on the armrest, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, okay. So that works. That works. Awesome, awesome, awesome. You know, right? Okay, so then if I also do this, if I just don't... Yeah, okay, so it compiles. Great, okay. Decent office chairs are better than... Yeah, no, I know, they are. I actually used to have it like an old office chair. It's still intact, by the way. Like, this is like a 20-year-old office chair. It's from my mom's old job. It's still intact. Like, it doesn't have any cracks. It still, like, works and shit. But yeah, like, decent office chairs. Like, and you can get them cheap, too, as well. Like, you can get them... I don't know... $30, give or take. I don't know, but yeah, you can get a decent office chair. I agree with you, Inan. Yeah. So this works. We've achieved the goal for today's stream. Within an hour as well. Like that's pretty cool. Everything is free if you can run fast enough. Fair enough. Yeah, everything is free if you can run fast enough. God knows I've done a few good 5-finger discounts in my day. Yeah. There you go. Actively over the internet admit to stealing. You know, that's not going to come back to bite you in the future at all. Anyway, right, so then in today's stream, right, I also wanted to sort of like go to core and sort of, I don't know, make separate header files and do like include tracing. But I don't know how like entertaining that's gonna be. I don't know, chat, what we thinking? We thinking of just like finishing this out, right? Because this works. This is now I just need to make it look pretty. Right, like I want to do like all the functions that have to deal with suspending the state in one header file, and all the functions that have to do with actually exiting in a separate file. I don't know, chat. How we looking at that? That seemed good. And then also do include tracing, which is like putting a comment next to all the includes, like what functions we're using. I mean, I can always do it after stream, if that isn't really entertaining, but I don't know. Not many C streamers. Some of this code is beyond my current level, though. Really? Like what? I'm down for anything. Okay. All right. Wait, so Anna, you said some of this code is beyond my current level, though. What do you mean? What do you mean? I mean, I get there's not many C streamers, I guess, like, live now. Right? Like, if I just have a tab on my Stream Deck that has a bunch of C streamers. Yeah, none of them are live. So, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, this works. I guess what I could do... No, you know what? Yeah, we are gonna do it. We're gonna do, just to make sure everything's, like, nice and pretty. First, we're gonna do the include tracing, and then we're gonna do, we're gonna move everything into a separate header. So pthread, what do we use in terms of pthread? We use, oh, we don't use pthread here anymore, do we? No, we do not. Okay, so I can kind of get rid of the pthread include. And then buffer, of course, we use buffer save, right? Is that what we use? We use buffer save. Yeah, buffer save, buffer sprintf, and rewind. Buffer rewind. Awesome. And then in error, we use error raise, panic, error raise. We use panic. Do we use fail at all? We do use fail. Okay. And fail. Awesome. And then the different errors we have are runtime error, value error. Are we seeing any other error? No. Yeah, just runtime error, value error. I think that's it. Yeah. But that comes from this header file. So we have a runtime. You know what? Yeah, runtime error, value error. And then the loader is library load. We kind of use everything from this. It really is just the three function. Library, function, and library delete. Okay, so those are the include traces. And Windows, we do format, message, a, get last error. You know what? No, I'm not going to do Windows. So there's no point. We use a lot from Windows, so there's really no point. Okay. So I think some of the things... Let's see. Okay, so adjust privileges. Right, okay, so maybe we'll do common.h, which will just kind of be like adjust privileges, right? So if and def common.h define diff. And this will just have to do with the things that like are included everywhere. Right? Oh, I think I can also get rid of load threaded, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And then, So like adjust privileges, that's kind of what I want to get at, because that's what both libraries are using, is adjust privileges. Right? Because when we suspend the state, we adjust the privileges, and when we exit, we adjust the privileges. But other than that, both are separate. So I think that's probably what is going to happen. So we can do adjust privileges and put that in common. So it's just a void function. Okay. Adjust privileges. I think that's spelled right, and that's a void function. Okay. Still got a tickle in the back of my throat, which is not fun at all. And then we'll say if def common implementation. And we'll just copy that. Good thing I didn't cut that from there. There you go. Say void. If def win32. There you go. And then we'll say else comment, right, well, error say common is only supported on Windows. Right, and then yeah, else we'll just say void adjust privileges void. There you go. Just so that we can get around any linker errors. Right, and then we'll define win32 lean and mean, and then we'll also include windows.h. We also need errors. There's a lot that this kind of depends on. Which is very interesting. Maybe I can just abandon... Yeah, I think I'm just going to abandon common. I think I'm just going to keep everything in core, and then we can we can do everything later. Yeah. I think just input tracing is fine. And then I can just, I guess, add some documentation for now. Whoops. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I hit something. I suppose there are some quirks when you develop for Windows rather than... Yeah. You know, there's there's different... there's strengths to both sides, honestly, right? Like, I programmed in Linux, I programmed in Windows, and I don't know. This is my main PC that I have. I do gaming on this. That's why it's a Windows PC. But like, yeah, no, there's like some, like, if I were to make this Linux application, I would have to use the dbus API. I don't really feel like doing that. You know, it's a whole nother can of worms. So yeah. Anyway, we'll say brief exit the system with a given flag. Parameter. Flag. Flag. Sure. To determine the behavior of the exit function. Let's see. Nobody likes T-Bus. Yeah, no. Agreed. What kind of games do you play? I play a lot. Right now, I'm kind of going back to GTA 5. I'm going back to GTA 5. I'm psyched for GTA 6 to come out, hopefully this year. Fingers crossed. I play a bunch of sports games. Like I play 2K basketball, play Madden. Some of the old 2K baseball games, they're cool. Let's see. That's what I'm on currently. But like I've played a myriad of different games. I'm not gonna. If you have all day, I will make a list. But I don't feel like making a list right now. But yeah, I play a bunch of games. Like I played Skyrim. I played like, is it Skyrim? Yeah, Skyrim. Yeah, I play a lot. Let's see, what do we... Oh, I don't need to add a return value to this. Okay. And then we're just going to create a doc for this at brief. I'm kind of just winding down the stream at this point. Just padding the runtime, if you will. Not that I need to, you know? Suspend this state of the current process. Hibernate. Switch to determine if the current process sleeps or hibernates. I think that's fine. And we don't have a return function, which is fine. Or we don't have to. It's like you're paid by the hour. I wish I was paid by the hour. No, I just want, right, so I have very high standards. So I just kind of want my applications to, one, fit my high standards, and two, look professional, look as professional as I possibly can get them. You know? Like, it's not necessarily that I want to pad the runtime. It's not necessarily that I want to do just boring shit just to pass the time. It's that I want to be proud of what I make. You know, I want to be like, I want to go back to this program and say, hey, look what I made. You know, maybe add it to a portfolio or something like that. Or kind of come back to it and look at it and, like, be happy about it. You know what I mean? Like, is that coming across? It's very professional looking with the comments and error handling. Yeah. No, I know. That's exactly what I mean. That's the whole reason we did that, is we're adding comments, we're adding error handling, we're trying to split the responsibilities, you know, adding the, like, this function doesn't really need to be a function, but it's a single responsibility. If we hadn't put this here, the set privileges, we would have to put it here, right? We'd have to inline it. And it's not a responsibility of this function to do that. So we're splitting out responsibility. That's professional looking code. You know? That's what I'm getting at, is like, you know, I want my code to follow the Gang of Four book. I want my code to follow clean code. I want my code to essentially adhere to my standards. That's kind of bottom line with my code, is I have very high standards, and I would like my code to adhere to it. That's really kind of bottom line here, is, you know? Now, right, so I have worked in, like, teams as well. like professionally, where I was being paid to put code. I think I've mentioned this a couple of times. But like to have someone, like, even when I am on a team, and to have, say, our lead or our senior, right, to have them, I guess, set the standards. I don't really remember who set the standards when I was working on teams, and they're lower than mine. I still do everything I can to make it clean code, you know. Like the original tagline of this channel was the principled programmer. I changed it because I didn't really like it. I thought it was a little pretentious. You know, I mean, the current tagline, the description of the channel is the thinking man's programmer. I don't know if I really eliminated the pretentiousness of that, but whatever. But I mean, it's true. I'm very principled, and yeah. So it's, you know, I want to be proud of what I write, and right, like there's like a lot of debate, especially with like more famous streamers, like bigger streamers than like me, right? That are they the same person when the camera's off? You know, and this isn't just the streamer debate. This is like just general media. I've noticed that, like, in general media, there's a debate whether the person is the same when the cameras are turned off. I am. You can rest assured I'm as stupid and as fucking principled as when the camera is off. So, you know, I'm the same person when the camera's off that I am when the camera's on. If that brings any sort of peace of mind to my viewers. But I am, you know, like I am this principled is what I'm getting at. I am, like, I do things to an especially sometimes overzealous standard. Sometimes, like, I'll do things that don't even make rational sense, but because they're the correct way of doing it, I'll do it. You know, it's the thorough way of doing things, I guess. That answered your question in that even proved my point on a meta sense. Like, I could have just said I have high standards, but you know, but, well, I answered your question very thoroughly, didn't I? Not that it was a question, it was more of a comment. It doesn't matter. I don't care. All right, you know what? I think we've gone on far enough. I think this is okay. This, well, meets my standards. So, I'll probably fiddle with this off stream, but, like, nothing too drastic, nothing too, like, you know, nothing, you know. If you want to leave any suggestions in the chat for a future stream, please do so. I would love suggestions. Also, okay, so yeah, let's go to full screen. Let's end this properly, shall we? Yeah, just if there's I guess anything that needs to be said, whatever. My mind's still on fucking the previous conversation about gaming and, like, killing games. I don't know why, but it is. Anyway, make sure to check out the VOD channel. It's always in the channel links. I mentioned that earlier. This VOD will probably be uploaded within 2 days. I'm always purposefully 2 days behind. It gives me a way to make these streams and not be burnt out. You know, make sure you guys come back for a future stream. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming tomorrow. I might, depending on, you know, if I have an idea or not. It really kind of depends on whether I want to or not. Same time, same place. So that'll do it. Stay safe. Peace.